Nyange. I am a stakeholder engagement consultant at digbywells. So for the sake of this meeting, I will mix Xhosa, I will speak Swahili. I believe there are also Xhosas in the meeting. I will also speak Xhosa. Thank you very much. There is an attendance register that is being circulated. Sign the attendance register. You are not agreeing to anything, but it's just to show the attended the meeting to present the smelter. As Dr. Kuna had explained, we are coming from digbywells Consulting. We are an independent consulting company. We do environmental studies, we do social studies, and we also do the settlement studies, as you would know. So before I continue, something as you would know, we did come here before a public meeting sometime in August, and we had a public meeting to introduce the socio-economic surveys that were being conducted by digbywells. So we are running two projects currently. The surveys, and then there's this one that we're going to be speaking about today, smelter. So before we get more smelting, I just want to, I know there probably are questions related to the smelter, to the surveys that we're conducting. So I'm just going to give a brief remote eye. So project study surveys high Sophie. We still have our enumerators. Obviously right now I'm sure you are aware of also on the ground. But the project is still continuing until January. So they are still working, hence why Bali Moba attended this meeting. So what's happening is, we conducted the surveys, and obviously other stands where the owner of that stand is mmaditlhokwa or Mara stand. So currently we're on 80% in terms of completing the surveys on the ground. So once we had now, because we're still gonna come back, obviously can't portions because there's a lot of enumerators, but they will get paid. From now, November, December, and January, project event. But they won't be on the ground. Some will come on the ground as and when required to come and conduct those surveys, because we need to check for because normally December. Then we're going to conduct those surveys of those stand owners that we have not been able to find for the surveys. And then we're going to come back to the community. We have to then compile a report. Once we've reached a certain percentage, 90 or 95%, we'll then draw up a report, come back and give feedback about the surveys to the community, like we had promised initially. So this meeting is for the smelter, but we're still going to have a meeting to give feedback about the surveys that we have been conducting, along as with the team that is here. Thank you very much. I will then move over to the smelter, which is what we came here for meeting here today. So, agenda, before I even start, there are presentations. I don't know if they've been handed out, team. Let me go back to please, to hand out the presentations.
Yes, course, I also have a better session. I'm not going to go to another. No, not about all of it. Negele fasila watu na kuastwa.
Pizza so fedile ho.
Kare, hala sendela relocation, lesele di smelter, la produce smelter sendela. Hona relocation. Ki se batla ka sona. Tshwantse ba felletse mo ka mang ga. Ba wena ka maya. Already? Eh, very swaggy and twiggy. Ne, flop over Nago Mohole Lavama. Ara must be Baba. How do I tell them? Tolo Silent get I never to pull on a lady. Injan, I'll go low will of us.
Presentation again. Thank you very much, team. So, Kikotomaga agenda today. I believe keep page number 1 on the side. So, agenda today, we have the introducing the project team. We are from digbywells, again, and we have been appointed by Tharisa for relocation smelter. So I will introduce Team Ekitamang Leon and digbywells very quickly. The Kuba by introducing. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Smelter. I'm also from digbywells. I'm the project manager for the scoping and EIA process currently being undertaken.
Okay, white boy.
Tawela, so we in project administrator. Okay.
Stakeholder engagement consultant from digbywells, and in this project I'm part of the stakeholder engagement team.
Along with me, I do have our numerators which are from the community. Obviously, Kikasi by introduced, there's by 34 in total, but they are here, but in the debating reflectors. Can you please stand up, team? Thank you very much, team. So those are the introductions. So purpose here today, as Bongani has explained, we've been appointed an independent consultant to Ugrea and something called a social environmental impact assessment, totally environmental authorization. So for this smelter, before smelter sihayiwe, the process. They can't just buy feature and then buy smelter. There's a process that needs to take place. There are applications that need to be submitted for the environmental authorization. But I tell you some more in detail with the process that they in. But in order for you to do that, they need an independent consulting company registered as IPS, which are environmental assessment practitioners, to obtain that environmental authorization. But I tell you some more in detail as we go. So it's another background. Kilibuteka location the smelter sitabe silimokai. Kilibuteka environmental authorization process, and then kilibuteka the studies that will be done as part of this environmental authorization. We can move to the next page. I think the project team said introduced this is the project team at Abebereka on this project. It is myself as stakeholder, Ibe Karabo, and then Rulofi as project manager. There are other people who are working on this project as well. Abadutimo officing, right? Abadulamo officing, and then project Ela is from Axo Metals. It's like Salus again or Axo Metals, Ikopa Nabian Litari. Let's move forward to the next slide. I think let's move straight to the background, project background. Okay, so in terms of project background, this smelter here, Axo Metals. Axo Metals, it falls under Tharisa PLC. So there is Tharisa PLC, and under Tharisa PLC, kunali Axo Metals, and then kunali Tharisa Minerals. So the umbrella is PLC, under PLC hube Tharisa Minerals, and then ibe Axo Metals. So the one that is applying for this key Axo Metals, which still falls under Tharisa PLC. Am I making sense? Thank you very much. So keep on applying, more applying where the smelter is going to be. Ne? Mining right belongs to who? Tharisa Minerals. Even though they are in under one umbrella, but the mining right belongs to Tharisa Minerals. So that's why they are applying to Tharisa Minerals, even though they are under the same umbrella. Right? So currently Tharisa Minerals operates the PGMs mining, and then Axo Metals is proposing a smelter. So the those are we sell a smelter in simpler terms. But I will just explain it in simpler terms. So before the PGMs or the metals, there's something called ore. Ore. So ore, if it's school, I think I'm trying to explain it so we understand. Before we get to the metal and the platinum, ore. So ore if it's so then we need a smelter or this ore. It goes through a heating process. And then it becomes metal school or platinum that is school that is able to be used. So that's what Axo Metals is applying for. But before they can actually even get to process here, again they need to go through a process that create an environmental authorization. Which is then where digbywells can create these applications to obtain that environmental authorization. Am I understood in terms of the background? Again, thank you very much. If I move on to the location, project location. So project it falls under Rustenburg local municipality, as part of Bujanala Platinum District municipality. So where the smelter is available, the Lebanon, Port. On the, if you move from Ukama from this side, on your left, there's a toll gate this side. That's where smelter is limoted. In terms of location. Currently, it's a site that is being operated by the mine. Because it is steady land that is not high for anything, but right now they want to use it as a smelter. So they are not disturbing new land, but it's land that belongs to them. So but unfortunately, they cannot just do a smelter without an environmental authorization. Thank you. Map eating more. I'm sure they put a map on the map one time. But the N4 map it. So more waiting PGM smelter, that's where it's ability. So I will allow rule of Arne the project context. I will explain the technical parts of what it involves with rebel smelter. And then it happen and then explain more in details the public participation process and Luri community Kenabia. Thank you.
Thank you. So I'll just provide a summary of what actually happens in the smelter or what OCO is proposing to do. So in terms of the current mineral beneficiation plant that's installed on Tharisa, they generate a PGM concentrate. And this concentrate is what will be the feed into the smelter process. So this feed will be trucked from the current plant to the new area that they propose to construct the smelter. from there, it's quite wet when it gets into the area where they stockpile it. So then they put it through a drying process, which dries the material before it's fed into this big furnace that basically melts the material. So once the material is melted, it separates the metals from the impurities or the waste material. And the waste material is then removed from the furnace, and then the alloy is then taken into a further process which it basically refines it even further, and then it's packaged to be sent off-site to metal refineries that will use it to generate different products, etc. As part of this, there will be an access road. They just need to build a power line from the existing substation. There will be various administrative buildings such as offices, contracted storage, water tanks, and those type of things. And I think that provides us sort of a high-level summary of what this smelter will impart. Thanks, Nadia. I think you can go on to the approval.
Thank you, Dalewa. Let's understand like it.
Oh, now it's
Okay, it's fine. Everything's like you said.
What's even the one about tharisa or other school long ago? That's why we're just there.
So when I found our process, most mentally. That's what he was doing. It's on both 2 pages. It's okay, so my fellow Sahori, it's approximately 12 hectares, right? Where smelter stability. So it's all involved. So I think we say the technical, the technical process, Yahori. Would buy smelter Siberia. This is the process, but I will allow.
Alright, so what happens is, because of the minor crew, there's a concentrated loading, the value on their relocation. So now what's going to happen is that we've got a plant, a processing plant, that processes also. And the processing plant that processes some crude. Now, from the PGM loading, from what we do, we have a smelter so that we can beneficiate PGM concentrate creator.
What do you benefit in there, sir?
Beneficiation.
Thank you, Motomperi.
Sorry, continuation. Okay, but let me continue then. The questions again.
I explaining as the generator revision matter, relocation. I don't know what to do with it. I got to the benefit. I think that out of the revision matter,
Thank you very much, Dr. Mangwan. So, Ukariamo environmental authorization process. The way they give Salusakate before Baha has smelters, Twanzaba create environmental authorization in terms of the National Environmental Management and Timolao, in short. So, for that to happen, we create environmental authorization. It's a market phases. But submit an application to the competent authority. Authority here granting environmental authorization. So application by submit to okay, Axo metals in your smelter so and so. Then we create to reference number. After that, have a greater reference number. We go through to scoping phase. Scoping phase is where the baseline. So they check, okay, currently, who be more in that area. Again, it's a desktop study. That's what society, right? The desktop study. After that, during that scoping phase, we then have community meetings. Where community, it is their concerns, their issues, the comments tabona regarding the smelter project. So you are scoping phase. So who will report about compiling a specialist and then just a baseline for whether lang in terms of the impacts that could possibly come from this project smelt, right? So report here, we have public meetings, regarding the comments taluna, and then you replace this report baseline study. Replace it in community public places. Currently, report here we go Tharisa, mining, and we go Rustenburg local municipality. And we report it there on a more mmaditlhokwa. Again, and we report it ability in Mola Puluhan. You can also create a report free on the digbywells website. For those who you are able to access the report on the digbywells website. It's also in this slide. It's information here will be report here free of charge. Again, those who want to review the report and make comments on the report. Again, I will move over to the scoping environmental process, which is the one in the phases environmental authorization. It's a more application. Currently, remote authority and public review of DSR, which is the draft scoping report. So the review, even more public review for 30 days for public comments. Yeah, I want to hold this page. Page 6. So after that, we're still going to have, so the comments that form a part of the report. That draft, again, then we come back again. The specialists want to reflect the assessment now they are on the ground. But also the impacts, the impacts that smelter it has senior guy, if we are senior, it will look so but identify the impacts, but into the mitigation measures. Or if we're not for example, smelter pollution, for example. What is the mitigation measure for this guy is a pollution? So that's what the specialists are going to do. So once that is done, the public meetings again. We're going to come back to the community. According to NEMA, if we don't do this, then we then have to come back to the community. Then give feedback to the community. Okay, these are the impacts that have been identified by the specialists. We then explain as well the mitigation measures. Community again, the comments that according to the impacts taken the specialists. Again, the specialist wetland, the specialist heritage, the specialist socio-economic. Then after that, we're going to come back after the public meeting, a full report now, submit you. Again, I submit to the competent authority, then talk about a decision for grant the environmental authorization or not. And then there's a period again, the appeal period. This is where now we say, okay, if we do get an authorization, it will go through an appeal period where community, the public, stakeholders will then say, there's a period again to go through the appeal period, 90 days. So when a process in on this page, there is a process that needs to take place until we create that authorization here. Let's move to the next page. So, the activities that once the environmental authorization is created. So let's say now, from the competent authority, environmental authorization, by CREA, Axo Metals authorization. There are phases. Kuna construction phase, kuna ubeli operational phase, ubeli decommissioning phase. Construction phase is when now buy a house, Those are the activities, these are the activities that take place in terms of constructing the smelter. Yeah, one again. Okay. So during construction phase, after the smelter, there will be an estimation of, it could be more, 150 jobs that will be created during the construction phase to hire the smelter. And then who the operational phase. Operational phase is now where you operate a smelter again. When the smelter you operator, who will assist in operating the smelter. Again, currently they are sitting on 75 jobs. Again, in that as well, obviously who need the SMMEs that need to benefit in the community. That process is not going to be run by digbywells. It is run by who? By the client, which is Axometals. digbywells does not run the process ya Hirabatu. Run the process of environmental authorization and to explain the activities as well that will take place. And then we have the decommissioning phase. Decommissioning phase can take place after, I don't know, 30, 40 years, depending on it. So these are the activities that take place during that process of decommissioning. So these are the three phases that is construction, who construct the smelter, even the operational phase, how to operate, and then even the decommissioning, which right now it's going to take a long time. And as I had explained, it's only the special studies that need to take place as part of the EIA, who obtain the environmental authorization. So kids and the special studies that will be done. We will move on to the public participation process, which is this page. Page 16. Page 16? 8, okay, page 8, slide 16. So like Kitalu sees, there will be a review period. Here the scoping report. The scoping report is available for free on the digbywells website. And then it happen more mmaditlhokwa, open space, dilabulugang, it more entrance ya go tharisa, and then we report more Rustenburg local municipality. Website here more in blue, that's the website to obtain report here. Yes, that draft scoping reports. Those who want to go through it, share, if you need comments, please phone either myself or Kikarabo, officing, email ihonamo, li number. Ubali quoted this code, reference number MTHA 7842. Even for those Haripita mode questions and answer session, who are not comfortable with public meeting. That's why we put number so that people are able to phone, send emails to raise the concerns regarding this matter. So the next steps for Naje is to re-MLA the closing date and the scoping report review period. After reflected that period, which has been submitted go deduct, it was submitted go deduct that January next year. Then we can talk that EIA phase where the specialist studies did where we now know what impact and what are the mitigation measures. And then we come back again to the community. That report again, full EIA, again for public review, just like the draft scoping report, review it, and then the community will get comments. And then it has submitted to again that final reporting or detecting for decision making, where we decide whether the competent authority, whether we are getting an environmental authorization to construct the smelter. I think that is all from my side, and I will hand over to Dr.
ke a leboga bagolo a ke mokhanselara o ile a fitlha mara ka ga ke tlhalositse gore a iketle gore a ka se kgone go bolela so ke tlo kgopela gore ba ka na le go dipotsišo ba ebiše matsogo le ba šuti ene komoka re tlo re dia a 5-5 re tlo re ya go dira ba re tlo dia 15 ene komoka e le gore pala metsi ke le go fiša I get about it. 1, 2, 3, 4. Opala no lili fa pesa kama. Wala wala roja wandu. Ndio mara kwa wala kwa hiyo. Kwa kila ya to kwa lo ba shan waje. Kwa kila wale mwale mwa ai ka do le. Ate kamo bele. Como Canada a holo kujisha mangle manga mmoa
kwa kama kwa wote ni melta sisi alitare ni kwa kwa Finland logia yani melta sisi wana melta sisi logia sa hoira mo community Loya, Baba, Bagrachele, what about that? It's a community.
Okay. Como para o galera que chama só. Tá do que visitar, tá cá por ver. O ar lá no ele tá.
Saya buka huyu msaki ndio mmoja. Saya buka huyu msaki. Ana this store there. Usuna ni sasa huyu. Bora hizi company zena hapa. Kana bana baba jide bathi siphatha abasebenzi. Baba mbabona. Ngicabanga ukuthi bayenze 12 baba.